They haven't let me down yet.
Sounds good. Thanks, Coach.
Thanks.
Two young guys, I guess, I'm sure you know by now, first 27 points were scored by freshmen on Saturday. What does it mean to you to see your young guys go out and kind of, make you look good? All this, talking about how great they were in fall camp, to go out there and do their jobs.
I thought it was awesome, and especially with Josh going down early in the game and really to have to thrust Cam almost into a starting role. It was great to see him go out there and be able to play well, get some catches. Obviously, Isaiah scored his first touchdown. By no means were they perfect. They did a lot of things that freshmen are going to do in games, and we got to clean that up. And all that being said, though, I was really impressed with how those guys played game one, but they got to get better from game one to game two, or else they're going to understand that there's a big difference between playing against William and Mary and playing against Ohio State. We got to have that great jump. Those guys are preparing well so far.
Was Josh pulled early as kind of a precautionary thing, and do you expect to have him this week?
Yeah, expect him to be ready to go, and we're excited. We're going to need Josh this week, and Josh wants to play, and we expect him to go.
I know Michael really distributed the ball well on Saturday. I think 10 or 11 different receivers, different targets. Is that what you have in mind for this week? I mean, obviously that's ideal. You can get a lot of guys involved, but is that realistic for this week?
We always want to get a lot of guys involved, but at the end of the day, big games, you want to get the ball to your playmakers. You want to make sure that you're making sure that your big time guys are the guys that are getting the football, and obviously everyone's going to have their chances at the ball, but there's going to be a time when someone's going to get hot, and that's kind of in the flow of any game. If a receiver gets hot, a tight end gets hot, you find ways to get them the football. A back gets hot running the ball, you hand them the ball, let them keep going, let that O-line keep blocking, and tight ends keep blocking, and all those things. So I think in a game like this, you got to feed the momentum. You got to make sure that your playmakers are touching the ball.
How much did what Michael does, being calm, being poised out there, how much did you see that sort of having an impact on your guys? He's getting the ball out quick. He knows where he's going with it. It seemed like that makes a big difference for young receivers.
Yeah, when they can get the ball quick, get it going, get it in their hands, it kind of calms everybody down. For Isaiah and Cam both to get catches early on in the game to probably calm their nerves a little bit. Josh got a catch early. As a receiver, I always said, if you can get a catch in the first couple of drives, it completely calms your nerves down, and you go out and play the rest of the day. If you don't get a catch until the second half, you're pressing. At halftime, you're pacing around. I want the ball. I need the ball. And to get a catch in the first drive or two really just gets you going, and you kind of can play the rest of the game.
Do you think the up-tempo, no-huddle kind of style for this offense suits what you guys can do, especially when you go on the road and you have a big-time opponent? It seems like that's something Michael is kind of engineered to do, and then your guys reacted well to that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I think that it's something that we practiced and something that we thought we'd be pretty good at, and bringing these young receivers in and having these tight ends and having these backs to be able to be interchangeable and get in and out of different personnel groups and run our plays is a pretty cool deal. And it's been a good thing so far, and we got to keep this thing going. One game means nothing. You got to get into two, and after two, you got to get 3, 4, 5, and you got to keep this thing going. And we got to put more points on the board. We got to score points in the red zone. I mean, in the red zone the other day, it was just okay. We scored 3 touchdowns. We scored 2 field goals. We need to have 5 touchdowns, and we can't base it on. We can't have a pass interference call that bails us out that we get more plays. We need to score the football, and I think that's going to be an emphasis this week.
Thanks, Coach.